Hi everybody, it's early morning here. I'm doing videos in the very early morning because it is crazy hot here in the afternoon and in the evening. So we're kind of working early in the morning. So I have my coffee and we'll do some artwork this morning. I wanted to talk for just a minute about these wonderful supplies that my friend has blessed me with. To say that I am grateful really misses the mark here. She has, not just her, but other people that I've met in my art communities have blessed me with all kinds of wonderful art supplies, and I'm just so grateful for that kind of gift, you know, in your life. But when you're very first starting out, you probably don't have, you probably don't have a whole lot of things to create with. And, you know, in my case, I'm a freelancer. So that means that I never know from month to month how much income I'm going to generate. So, you know, for me, my main focus is to pay my mortgage and my bills. And so I don't tend to buy a lot of art supplies. And I've been very, very blessed to receive these just beautiful things from my friends. And I'm just so grateful for that. Sorry, y'all, I'll close the door. But I did want to, and with these awesome supplies, I've done Shannon Green's Painterly, I think she called them Painty Papers. And my friend also sent me some outstanding stencils. And these are the Painty Papers that I have done that with the really, you know, with the beautiful supplies that my wonderful friends have given me. But I realized when I first started out, I had nada, y'all. I mean, I had no paints, I had no brushes, I had nothing. I did pillage my boyfriend's old art supplies from 20 years ago, and that did give me, you know, a little bit of stuff to work with, but you know, basically I just didn't have anything. So I kind of wanted to revisit those days and show you guys how I created before I had stuff, and how I still tend to create, because I think it's fun to kind of get back to your roots, right? In life and in music and in health and in well-being and all those things. It's just good to get back to your roots. So this morning we're going to do a rootsy oriented little art tutorial here. If you are just convinced that you do not have paper to start any sort of art project, let me tell you now that all you've got to do is just look around your house. You have paper everywhere and you just don't realize it. One of my main sources of paper when I first started out were, of course, cardboard boxes, cereal boxes mainly. So another thing that I learned to use quite early on was the inside of envelopes. So I did have some paper, you know, some scrap paper from the printer, but I wanted to work with some envelopes as well, because if you're just convinced you don't have anything and you have mail coming in, then, well, by golly, you know, you do have something. One of the first techniques that I learned when I was new to art journaling was using a credit card, an old credit card, to swipe paint on. And I've just got a half of one right now, but you guys can get the general idea. These paints are, I think, 79 cents at my craft store. I know that some people buy paints for 29 cents. So, you know, that's, you know, you're going to have about a $1, $2, $3 investment in paint there when you initially start. But again, you know, the paint stores, the craft stores always have these awesome, you know, 40% off kind of coupons. So, all right, we have scraped some paint on. And did you see how I did that? I left the paint there for a second, and then I scraped it on. So now we'll go in with some yellow. These are basically the same colors that, you know, I used a pink and a blue, which is basically that. And I wanted to go in with some yellow because I did have this awesome like yellow lemon zest spray in the dilutions, which just really brought out the color of everything. So let's pop some yellow on there and just let that sit for a minute. And then we're going to scrape that on. And I am, you know, I'm using the envelope to this, the window to this old envelope as well. And of course I've got my paper under here, and you know, you create paper as you make paper. And there we go. Okay. All right, so we got our base done. I'm going to dry that real quick, y'all, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I've dried my inside of an envelope paper, and now I want to do some stenciling. Now, a word about stencils. You can, these stencils that my friend sent me are luscious. They are just incredibly beautiful, and they turned out really, really well. I'm not a very good stenciler, so I tend to not kind of purchase stencils because I'm just not very good at it. I need a stencil tutorial. But these are some things that I use as stencils. This was, I bought a whole pack of lettering stencils at a yard sale for $1, probably 4 years ago. So that's something that I use quite often. This is a stencil, and it's from Walmart. My mom bought this for me at 60 cents. This is a stencil that my friend Bunny made. And she made it out of a piece of plastic. So you can make your own stencils. Now I'm not crafty like that, but I think that you can Google it and find out how to make your own stencils. People do it all the time. So even if if you don't have a proper stencil, then use something use something that you make. And honestly, y'all, I mean, it's empowering to see something online and go, well, I don't have the supplies to do that. Here's what happens. You go, well, I don't have the supplies to do that, so I'm just not going to do it. Or, well, I don't have the proper paint, so I'm just not going to do it. Or, I don't have I don't have the proper skills, so I'm just not going to do it. All of these things are just mistakes. Just do it. You know, don't wait. Don't wait until you have the proper technique or the proper tools or the proper anything. Just go ahead and do it. I cannot deny that having really nice paint and really nice paper really does make, a difference in what I'm doing. But the thing is that, I mean, there was a time I didn't have any of that stuff. And I created with what I could find around the house. Or, I created with what I found outside. I started in this art adventure building fairy furniture for fairy houses and building fairy houses. So, that's really the it's the ultimate thing, isn't it? Go outside and find a stick, y'all, and have some fun with it. All right, the molding paste that I use is a little bit of gesso and a little bit of baking soda, and that's how I make my molding paste. Now, you can buy molding paste in the store, but mine works out just fine for what I do, and I mix it up and put it in a little jar here, and I have it at my disposal all the time. So I've swiped on some molding paste on my inside of a letter of paper. We'll see how that worked out. We used Bunny's stencil, Bunny's Handmade stencil. That's looking pretty good. I like that. I think I'd like to put some stars up here. I think that would be really pretty. So we'll do that. Just swipe it on. It's like I said, I'm not the greatest stenciler. I have trouble with everything leaking under the stencil. And I don't think that I'm alone in that. It's just not something that I'm very good at. Okay, we have put on a little bit of stenciling. Now I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to hit it with a blow dryer, y'all, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back. The next thing that we want to do is use some alcohol ink sprays. Now this is you know, this is this kind of thing. You basically, I took some old markers. I took the tips out of the markers. I dropped them in the bottles, and then I put alcohol in here with it. And there are a lot of tutorials about, you know, making your own alcohol ink. So you can watch those on YouTube. So we're just gonna spray the piece kind of lightly with the alcohol ink. Now you can see you're not getting quite the vibrant color that is, you know, that is in the dilutions, but you know, still, this is, you know, stuff you have at home. Who doesn't have a, you know, worn out set of markers somewhere? You can buy a set of markers at the pound shop for $1 and you know, create your own ink. Okay, now my red is clogged at the top, so I'm not going to be using my red. These bottles are available at, I mean, you can get them almost anywhere. A lot of people think you have to order them online, but if you go to, you know, if you go to any store, you can usually find them. And you usually find them in the aisle with the, this was an old, I did buy this at the, I think this was $1 at my craft store. But then, you know, I used what was in here, and then I reused the bottle. But you can, you know, usually in that travel supplies thing, you know, where the shampoo and travel size things are, you can usually find these little spray bottles. But I will tell you, they do clog, so just be mindful of that. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a little shimmer. And generally, you know, with the dilutions, this sort of, this white linen is, whoa, it is wonderful. But it's got, you know, a nice little shimmer to it. Tattered Angels also has a nice shimmer to it. But if you you know, if you haven't gotten there yet to use these kinds of supplies, then these little bottles of glitz glue work great. So I'm going to add a little glitzy glue up here. Almost out of glitzy glue. Okay, and we'll spread that around just a little bit with the same credit card that we're using. Don't push too hard, because then your glue will all go away. So don't make your glue all go away. Okay, so we've added some nice sheen to the top. I'm kind of uncertain about what I'm going to do with the raindrops at this point. I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I don't think I'm going to highlight the raindrops or anything like that. I do think that eventually I'll add some Sharpie marker to it, but it takes a long time for this stuff to dry. And I don't want to pollute my, this is just a plain poster paint pen, and I tell you guys, it is wonderful. Let's just see how it would do here. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so you see what you can do with just a Sharpie marker. Not that big a deal. All right, let's go down to the raindrops and see if we can highlight those a little bit. Our paper's drier down here, so we can work with it that way. But the thing is, guys, I guess what I wanted to express to you this morning, or impress upon you, is that just do it. You know, don't wait on the right things. Don't wait on just do it. You know, you'll feel better. Don't wait. Don't watch a video and then go, well, I'll never be able to do that because I don't have X, Y, and Z. Make your own X, Y, and Z. Do your own thing. Play with the stuff that you have around your house. You know, you would just be surprised at what you can create from things that are readily available to you, that you don't have to go out and purchase or anything like that. So happy day to you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you soon, and thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Bye.